Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahushai, Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahushai, Barakata Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Double honors and salutations to the elders and apostles of Great Mystery and Rule Well, and to the Akim, around the four corners of the earth, preaching the gospel from Mashiach Yahushai, sincerity and truth, and diligence of mind, shalom, shalom, as well as 1/3. All right, holding on to their dear faith. All right, so the kingdom of Edom is going through those upheavals. All right, and it's very, 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 interesting to see that these so-called politicians are just trying to pretend like something terrible is not really going on. They're still trying to sugarcoat, the issues of society. So that's one thing that's going to be taken away. All those moments and years of trying to make people feel comfortable is going to come to an end, because Esau's rulership is on the verge of being destroyed by the Lord Hamashiach Yahushai. And that's why you see all these waves and episodes of protests of the people around the whole world. All right. So let me get a quick precept from the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 3. All right. This is all what the Lord has mentioned that was going to take place. So we are not shocked nor surprised about these things happening. All right. 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 3. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. So this was already set in motion by the Lord. All right, before before mankind was placed upon the earth. So this is the will of the Lord. All right, the Most High turned the world, or let me say, He made the world His stage, and who can resist His will? All right. So this is the Most High show. He's the ultimate director. He's the one that's pulling the strings of these events taking place, and you just gotta be grateful. If you're an Israelite, trusting the Lord Hamashiach Yahushua, that you're willing to accept the gospel for what it's worth, for what it was written to be, and for what it is. All right. So it's very, very necessary that we stay with the program of the Lord and stop trying to wrestle with the meaning. All right. So the rulership of this Edomite elite is just a boondoggle. So much tyranny, trauma, oppression, chaos, mismanagement, and just terrible. Folks are just crying left and right. Check the news reports. It's just chaos, 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 chaos. The business reports, everything, man, from top to bottom. All right. So the Lord is just plaguing the rulership of Edom. All right. It's plaguing the enterprise. And that's why we read from the book of Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 7. This is what the Lord has done. Okay. To these Edomites. All right. It says, and the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Kakadash, thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies. All right. So the lack of unity to do the right thing, that's a curse. That's a curse. And that the rulership of Edom don't want to do the right thing according to the will of the Lord. All right, they're there to rule over the people to their own hurts. All right, and the Lord Yahweh Shema Shaba Shema Kakadash, thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. All right, so the financial stability of these Edomites has been threatened by the elite for a long time, and this is the breaking point that they're about to approach. All right, so it's gonna be a chaotic response that we're going to observe very soon. Okay, so it's very, 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 very. It's a very special moment in time. All right, this is the time that our people will be waking up, especially those that trust in the Lord Hamashiach Yahushai. So there is no doubt that the Lord planned this out perfectly. Okay, and hey, what's there to complain about? But to be motivated and pray that you are chosen to endure all the way until the end. All right. So another interesting precept to look into. This is just milk. That's how you build. You get the simple precepts and you build on that. So the book of Sirach chapter 13 verse 20, it tells you that as the proud hate humility, so doth the rich abhor the poor. All right. So that's a recipe for the downfall of Edom. Pride and hate. All right. There is no cohesion. It's just chaos, 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 chaos. The rich just trying to get over their own people and throw them under the bus. All right. It doesn't matter what sector of the nation. The elites want to dominate everything to their own advantage. Once they get power, they don't want to relinquish it, and they don't want to share with the people. So that's how Esau's rulership is on the brink of being turned upside down. All right, because it's about to reach that boiling point. The pressure is about to push the cap off. All right. So verse 21, Sirach chapter 13 verse 21, a rich man beginning to fall is held up of his friend. Right, is held up of his friend. All right. So as the system that's built for these super elites, man, everything is rigged in their favor. Okay. So it doesn't matter if it's from some law enforcement aspect, the so-called criminal justice system, financial system, commercial system. Everything is just commercial. Everything in Esau system is all commercialization. That's how I could summarize it as commercialization. So it says, a rich man beginning to fall is held up of his friends. All right, it's always covered up and PR, PR, PR. The so-called news agencies push their propaganda to make sure that the super elites have some privacy when it comes to the drama they're creating. All right, they take that public eye off them and divert the people's mind to something else. To so-called reality shows. But a poor man being down is thrust away by his friends. Yeah, so even among the poor people, they don't have enough to help each other. They're basically trying to survive and scrape by. All right, so it's just a messed up world. Lack of there is no faith, in Esau society that could make the people trust in it and keep it sustainable. All right, they're always asking for change. Every time they ask for change, it gets worse and worse and worse. Right, because The super elite are subverting everything, man. You know? And then it says, verse 22, when a rich man is fallen, he hath many helpers. He speaketh things not to be spoken, and yet men justify him. So that's how the elite operate, man. You know, cronyism, they always want to watch each other's back, all right, so they could protect their so-called interests, you know. And then it says, the poor man slept, and yet they rebuked him too. He spake wisely, and could have no place. So there is no place for wisdom and righteousness in the Esau society. All right, it's that simple. You know, those are important aspects of making a kingdom last forever. They are not rooted in Esau's governing structure. You know, those are not the foundation of his society. So what do you expect to happen? It's going to fall, all right? Then verse 23 says, when a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue. And look, what he said, they extol it to the clouds. That's what your so-called media agencies are for, man. You know, they like to put the word of the super elite as gospel, and they get all the pundits to add more gravy and gravy and gravy on top, add more icing. There's more icing than cake. You know, but if the poor man speak, they say, what fellow is this? And if he stumble, they will help to overthrow him. All right. So your so-called media, they're not really there to uplift the poor and the homeless. You know, the downtrodden of the society. That's not what their interest is about. Okay. So don't be surprised, you know, when people speak their mind and say that society doesn't really care about them. It's always homelessness, you know, in society, and it's used as an opportunity to siphon funds. All right. So the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, verse 20. This is what the Lord, you know, has proclaimed against the elites of Edom. All right. It says this: thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. All right. So it's gonna be crazy, man. You know, when these Edomites go against the so-called elected officials and these elites, it's gonna be a bloodbath. All right, and that's an issue that a lot of people are not looking at, and it's coming to the forefront now. So verse 21 says this: prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. All right. So that's the judgment that the Lord has proclaimed upon Edom. All right. All this, you know, that they've done, it has to be accounted for. All right. That's why the Lord is setting up the show, you know, for them to destroy themselves, and eventually they be eradicated once they serve their term of slavery in the kingdom. So that's the bitter part of the gospel that a lot of people don't want to look into. You know, these Edomites are upset about the lockdowns, but the lockdown is basically a signal from the Lord that these super elites are about to lock down, you know, about to be locked down, you know, by the power of the Lord HaMashiach Yahushua Ba'Shem HaKadosh. Everything they own is going to be deemed as trash, you know. So that's the point there, Akim Abaratazar. You've been edified, and hey, We got front row seats to seeing the downfall of this Edomite elites. So it's just one of those moments in history that you're observing. All right, Bashim Al Shai, Bashim Al Kadash, Shalom.